Ladies, gentlemen, theys, and thems, welcome back to another episode of the Double Kick Games podcast. We double the kick, we double the games, we double the friends we make along the way. I'm joined as ever by my, the illustrious, the wavy hair today is good hair looking,
Yeah,
like
it's
nice
growing
and,
out.
yeah, man, nice and conditioned. It's got a lot of volume in there, looking
Yeah,
good.
au naturel, they would say.
Oh, au natural, Dan Hoy. Dan, how's it going?
Good. I'm gonna add that there's another half of us, two and a half, on
Hmm.
this episode. My 5-year-old is currently in the room on our bed, watching Mewtwo Strikes Back while enjoying her lunch.
She's watching the
Um,
classics though.
you gotta get her started with the classics. You can't just
Hmm.
jump right in the deep end. Loves Pokemon. You may hear her in the background. You may hear the movie in the background. But we're all here for a good time, so no
Yeah,
worries.
absolutely. 100%. I think it just adds to the joy of the podcast, just
Oh yeah,
we're here for everybody. Does she have a favorite Pokemon yet?
yeah. It's really random. I would never have guessed out of the 1,000 plus Pokemon, she would have picked Machop.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably the most like gritty, like vanilla kind of Pokemon, right? Like it's bipedal. It looks like a
Mhm.
person.
Just looks like a
Don't know the
person.
rationale. Hey, Madison, why do you like Machop?
'Cause it's a pretty color and it looks beautiful.
It's a pretty color and it looks beautiful. Machop,
Stop. Oh my
who looks like a
god.
slab of concrete.
It's a beautiful slab of concrete.
I guess so. No judgment, Machop.
Well, that just goes to show that every Pokemon is somebody's favorite, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Mhm.
Good job, Game Freak.
Good job, Game Freak. You've designed some great marketing material to to just capture the youth and make sure that they're stuck in your ecosystem forever.
I
And
just like you. I don't know. There's so many. Whatever. She's literally like watching Mew on the screen right now. Mew is a lot more appealing, but that's
Mhm.
just me.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. There is some Pokemon when I was younger, out of the original 151, that I liked a lot for no reason. Like I really liked Tangela, like the weird vine Pokemon, like just
Yeah.
all over the place. That one really stuck out to me when I was younger. Kind of grew out of it a little bit, but I really like Tangela a lot. Venomoth was cool too. It's just like a
Venomoth,
moth
okay.
looking
Yeah.
Pokemon. Yeah, it's just every one of them is somebody's favorite. You
There's a
never know.
Pokemon for everybody.
It's a Pokemon for everybody. Friend Alex is really into Voltorb, and it's just
It's
it's just a
literally just
ball.
a Pokeball. Literally just a ball. An
There's something
orb.
for everybody, right? Dan, how's it going up in your neck of the woods? It's we're yesterday we had a 50-degree day here, so it's
Mm.
like I can feel the seasonal depression kind of slowly being peeled off of me. But how about you over there?
Believe it or not, Terry, next week is daylight savings.
Oh my god, is it really?
Yeah, like it snuck
Oh
up
my
on
god.
us, right?
Dan,
So
you're so
it's
right.
good timing with this weather. I mean, we just had that crazy blizzard. We got
Oh
like
my god.
2 feet of snow over here. So I'm surprised you guys didn't get hit by that too, being a state away.
Yeah, it seems like everybody like closer to the East Coast more so got hit like really, really hard. We over here in NEPA got just maybe like less than an inch or something. It was just like a dusting, so it
Yeah,
wasn't too
yeah.
bad.
And now it's all
Yeah,
melting. So
yeah. Now it's basically all gone. So what was it all for?
I'm excited for March, Terry. I don't know if we've announced this yet, but at the end of the month, you, me, shots of the podcast.
Hmm.
We're taking a trip.
Yeah, dude, we're going to PAX East just as a little like double kick family group. We got Shots' roommate, my fiance, joining us. This is gonna be like a very, very exciting time.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I've never been to like a big gaming convention or any kind of convention really, ever. And you're very familiar with like the Boston area, so I'm excited to see like what food spots we go to or what
Yeah,
have you. Just having a fun time with
absolutely.
friends.
And I love Boston. Boston is my favorite city. Lived there for a few years and had to have the opportunity to go to PAX with you guys, such a dream. I think growing up, my brother and I would always like fantasize about going to E3 back when that
Mhm.
was a
Oh
thing.
my god. Yeah.
But I think it was only held in California, so it's like, okay, when we're older, that would be really cool, right?
Mhm.
Um, Now it doesn't exist, and I kind of like put it aside for a long time. I always
Mhm.
wanted to go like comic cons and things like that. And then like there would be announcements at PAX, and I would always miss them online or whatever, and it'd just be like, man, I it's right there. Like I could go.
We
Um,
could just go.
so this time, I think I paid attention a little bit more, and I saw that it was the end of March, very doable for us.
Mhm.
And planning wasn't much of a hassle at all. So I'm happy that
No.
we were able to organize it.
Yeah, I'm happy too. We have like a little bit of adult money, and it's like we could just do this. We could just plan this, and go and have it not be as unfeasible as I guess earlier thought it would be. Like it was much easier than I thought the planning
Oh yeah.
aspect. And yeah,
Oh yeah.
same boat as you. I would watch E3 presentations when I was younger. That was kind of like my first introduction into like really paying attention to like games media and
Hmm.
gaming news is just watching the E3 presentations on like YouTube afterwards or whatever and just finding out what new games are being announced and all that. And again, E3 isn't really a thing anymore, so we got a bunch of different other things.
Hmm.
And PAX being so close to both you and I, it's just like it made so much sense, and I'm really glad because you brought it forth to us. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to do it.
Yeah. It was during our almost like our annual review as a team on this
Mhm.
podcast, right? And what we wanted to accomplish, how far we've come along, some hurdles we wanted to get through. So as I continued to think about it after our meeting, I was like, that'd be really cool if we all just like met in person and did something. And PAX is like perfect timing. And on top of that, what I'm excited for is like different events and
Mhm.
vendors and guest speakers. I
Oh
don't
my
know if
god,
they've
yeah.
announced that yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I really gotta look into it because 'cause I'm kinda going in blind. I only know that a couple of, like, the podcasters I listen to are gonna be there, like the guys
Yeah.
from, Into the Aether, a couple guys from Giant Bomb, are gonna be walking around the floor, which is gonna be really cool if we run into them. But, yeah, I gotta look into, like, what vendors and what businesses is gonna be there 'cause that's gonna be really cool.
Here's the thing. I might know the names. I don't know the faces of the publishers, developers, podcasters, right?
Right.
Maybe we might need to do some due research.
You're gonna, like,
Um,
walk into, like, the head of, like, Square Enix or something and
yeah,
just be like, "I
exactly.
don't know."
I'm excited for so many things. The cosplay is another one.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. I'm wearing my Hyrule shirt right now, my Hyrule
There
sweater,
you go.
college print. And I'm like, man, should I like create like some get up and we go as a squad or something? That'd be
Yeah.
kind of an adventure.
That'd be something to think about, right? I was considering breaking out my Link costume that made for Halloween a couple years
Oh, it was
ago.
past
'Cause that's
Halloween. Oh, a couple years ago.
yeah, I think it was, 2 years ago. Because me and
Hmm.
Mal went as, Arthur and Dutch last Halloween, so this is the
Oh
year
yeah,
before.
yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that.
Made the whole music video. Maybe one day I'll make that video public, but for now, it lives in the private folder of my my
Yeah,
YouTube channel.
you don't want someone digging that up during like a job interview or something.
Yeah, sure. There's already enough out there of me to dig up, we don't need to
Yeah,
add
right.
another one. Um, but yeah, I mean, just catching up on like everything since we last recorded. I think since our last episode, our website went live. So that's another thing people can go check out. It's kind of a simple one for now, doublekickgames.com. It's we got a little like blogging platform, so we'll be posting like stuff up there. We have all of our links hosted on that site, so you can just kind of like find where each one of us resides on the internet on that site. And then Shots and I, and Shots as well personally, I've been uploading a lot of different Let's Plays on YouTube. So
Hmm.
him and
Hmm.
I have our Fly Night series. It's kind of this just like small little indie game that we play together, then upload on there. And then he's been going through Stellar Blade, and I think he's on like episode like 5 or 6 at this point.
Yeah,
Just
he's made some great progress, and he's pretty good.
he's good. He's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, man. He'd be hitting those parries and whatnot. I'm just very proud of him.
Oh my, yeah. I can't say enough good things about his playthrough and his consistency. He defeated the first Alpha Nativa in one go, whereas it took me 3, 4 tries. So very impressed. I hope that he keeps it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Take you 3 or 4 tries. It'll take me, like 5 or 6. But, Dan, speaking of the number 6, you've been hunting down the Yotei 6 recently.
I have
Uh,
been. Well, yes and no.
yeah, yeah. Tell me
Yes
about
and
tell me
no.
about why yes and no.
So playing through Ghost of Yotei, I'm about 20 hours in, and it's phenomenal, um, without a doubt.
Mhm.
And I, s- I say I'm hunting the Yotei 6, but I've yet to hunt my first one. I mean, after the intro, right? The intro, you take one out, but like
Sure.
when you have the option of going to hunt another one, Atsu will kind of like make a comment and like, oh, this is where one of the Yotei 6 is. I should look over here. And my instant reaction is no, we're not going.
Not
We're
yet.
going to upgrade our longbow,
Mhm.
Atsu. We're going to collect as many flowers as we can because I want you to be wearing all white. It's so pretty, Terry. It's such a pretty game.
It is
Um,
absolutely gorgeous, dude.
I think the last time I talked about it, I was just doing like bounty hunts. And now that's expanded. I've explored more of the map. I'm more comfortable in going into unfamiliar places for the challenge, whether it's a bunch of like bandits or wolf den or um, just something that looks enticing enough to think that something is there. I'm not afraid to go check it out. And it's every like few steps, every 360 I do with the camera, there is something to go after.
Mhm.
Um, and it's a very familiar feeling to me, and it's exciting, um, as if I was playing something like Skyrim back in the day
Yeah.
when I first played it, where you can stumble upon anything and anyone, um, and I'm hooked. That's it, right? When I hear a
Mhm.
little tweet and I think there's a bird flying around my head, I'm looking
Mhm.
around, right? It could be nothing. I saw a group of vultures in the sky. I'm like, that's they're circling around something. It was nothing.
Mhm.
But the fact that it got my curiosity, right, to make Atsu stronger, to be able to tackle the next challenge, like
Mhm.
that is so fulfilling for me. The combat's great. I think I've fully upgraded my kunai skills at this point.
Mhm.
I've I only have two like primary weapons, which is the katana and dual katana, but
Mhm.
I'm working my way and mastering a lot of those skills. Um, and it's smooth, right? It's a smooth game in terms of the combat, the motion, even the dialogue, right?
Mhm.
All very well done. Um, and so I haven't hunted any of the Yotei 6 because I'm having too much fun
Yeah. You're hunting the side quest is what it is. You're just
hunting
hunting.
the side quests. And they don't, I guess they don't feel like side quests, right?
Right. Mhm.
I have, I don't often open my menu to like scroll through what side quests I'm doing.
Mhm.
Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes I start a side quest, I do something else, and then I stumble into completing the original side quests.
Oh, yeah, dude. I did that so often. It's just like wandering around, and then I'll happen upon a side quest that I picked up maybe a couple hours before, and then I just end up like completing it right then and there. And then at
Right?
the end, it'll say mission complete. I'm like, oh, that was one of the missions I
That was
had.
a
And that's
thing, right?
Yeah, and that's, like, not in a negative way either. It's just, like, the world is so full of, opportunities and things to do that when you stumble upon them and you take the time to do those, it rewards you afterwards, and it just feels
Yeah,
good because it doesn't feel like you're segmented or, like, pipelined into, like, "Oh, you started this quest, now you gotta do it." Yeah, but
right.
it's like you just stumble upon them and all that,
Everything is
yeah.
open, right? And I I can't say enough good things about this game. I don't know if I have any like quarrels with it. Like I can't think of something I don't like about this game.
Mhm,
Um maybe maybe the gambling game to me
mhm,
is a little bit annoying.
okay,
I like it. It's not necessarily gambling to me,
mhm,
right? It is a game based on almost all skill.
sure,
And I know
sure,
you have to put down like an ante and make a bet, right? But I don't I don't know if that's a legitimate form of gambling. I don't know if that's a real game in real
I think
life.
it's like yeah, I think it's like culturally like real or whatever, like
Yeah.
something from like back in the day. But I mean, I didn't love it as much as I loved like Gwent, obviously, from like Witcher 3, because that's
Yeah.
just like
Yep.
top tier. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed just trying to like guess like how much you should flick that coin and all that. There were definitely some challenges with that gambling game, like later on, where like the opponent, like the NPC would like beat me like 3 times in a row, and I'm just like,
Oh
"What
yeah.
am I?"
Like
Yeah,
they
and
would not
it's
mess up. It's like a game of pool,
absolutely.
right?
Mhm.
Um, they would just like nonstop hit these coins and then set you up for failure and then just win.
Yeah.
Um, so I could see that being a part of the multiplayer in the future.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be a lot of fun, sort of like Gwent was. But it's almost like darts, right? Where you take turns, you try to hit the right pieces or the right spot
Mhm.
on the board. And I think that's more skill than luck, but that's just me. It's still a great game. I
Sure.
still enjoy that gambling component, I guess. Um, and I gotta say, Terry, this game has a great sense of humor. It's Atsu herself is
Yeah.
super dry, many times sarcastic, right? And I can't spoil this one. There is a side quest that I stumbled upon by chance.
Mhm.
I found, maybe I'll give this hint. I found like three candles on a log, and I think like you could pick up I think it was like some money in the center of the three candles on the log. And it was like the beginning of a confrontation with a character. And it was just so funny. It lasted maybe 2 minutes, but
Mhm.
it was the funniest thing because I was in the middle of hunting for the snatcher,
Okay.
the kidnapper, right? Who kidnaps samurai and takes him to the den and all that. So I was in hunt mode, looking for vengeance and
Mhm.
justice, and then this funny sequence happens. There's such a contrast between like the gruesome, morbid nature that is the reality of Atsu's world, right?
Mhm.
And when something so absurd and silly happens, it's like it's it elevates a lot of that emotion, whether
Mhm.
good or bad. But in this case, I was laughing so hard out loud because it was so unexpected. And I think that's what this game does great. Like tongue in cheek, they know how this is going to be received
Sure.
in the middle of, not in the middle, but in the vicinity of this side quest. Um, I don't know if you ever came across it, but for those of you who haven't played or are playing or will play, it is it's by the ferry. That's all I'll say.
Fairy. Yeah, I'm not able to remember it right offhand,
Yeah.
but I mean, you make a great point. Like it's Atsu's so dry, and then like it's just these NPCs and these things that like happen around her, but and that they just provide like good dialogue or good contrast to like her lone wolf nature. That is just like you said, it makes for some really really funny moments in a game. Well, not in a game, but surrounded by a character, like a main character who you wouldn't think would be, like, funny, and Atsu even herself, like, she has some moments, like, later on where she, like, makes some quips and stuff that I'm like, "Okay, that was, like, pretty funny," or so like, it just fleshes her out, like, as a person, and I think by the end, Dan, like, you know she starts off as this like, I'm on the hunt for revenge and I'm single-minded, but I think by the end, like you really see her as a well-rounded,
Hmm.
like fleshed out character, like person. And
Hmm.
she seems real and the world around her seems real and full of like real stakes. It's just a great game and it's great writing, great world building. I'm so excited for you to continue on. Did you so are you in the snow area already?
I have wandered there recently in the past,
Okay.
I would think, week. Following your piece of advice, the first
Mhm.
of the Yotei 6 to take down is the
The,
fox,
the kitsune, right?
the kitsune. Yeah,
Mhm.
um, and I've made some progress there. I'm not chasing him down actively, but I got the nine tails like gear,
Oh, sick.
which is really cool.
Oh, it's so
Um,
nice.
yeah, yeah. So I fully upgraded that as soon as I could, because it looks
Absolutely.
so good. And it like I think the perk is that it increases like your stealth,
Mhm.
which is great. Like I know we're all about like the aesthetics for these kinds of games,
Oh, yeah.
um, but when they come with like these little perks here and there, like it's all the more reason to be hunting for more gear,
Mhm.
and clothing and things like that. So I'm excited to see what else comes from this game.
I'm excited too, man. And there's like once you like start completing different areas, like even the environments themselves start to look so different and varied from another. Like you go from the snow to, the next one and then the next one. I won't spoil what they are, but it just looks so beautiful. And like you think like, oh, how could they like upgrade the atmosphere from this,
Mhm.
how can they keep going with such like natural environments and make it look different from one another? But they
Amazing.
do. They look so different from one another and great in their own
Yeah,
aspect.
and for every environment, you're like, "Okay, this is what it looks like on the ground. I wanna
Hmm.
see what it looks like from high above." It's
Hmm.
almost as if every area has its own summit on a mountain, and you get
Yeah.
the entire panorama. Um, and I think more recently it was in a snowy area. And I could only look really quick because the frostbite sets in your health bar.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm not one to take, like, PlayStation snapshots. This game, I've taken maybe 10 of them so far because they're so
Hmm.
pretty. Um,
Hmm.
and I just have them as, like, the background of my phone or something, and I think that's a testament to the dedication and the art style here.
Yeah, dude, it's gorgeous. It's such a good game. I'd recommend this to like everybody. This is like a good AAA game. It's just like a good video game is what I'll say. It's just like I don't know how else to describe
Uh,
it.
that's a
So
great way to say it. It's a video gamey video game, and I gotta say, it's a nice breakup for my series of JRPGs I got going on.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Those are they're dragged out sometimes. There's a lot of grinding. There's a lot of talking. Sometimes you just want to get on the action, right?
hmm,
I think that's what Yotei does for me when I don't have the brain power to process a lot of dialogue at once.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
sort of sort of like Atsu does, you know. So I think there's a lot of parallel there.
That's so true. No, that's so true. It's like yeah, like you said, it gives you that quick dopamine, like in a good way, just like great snappy combat. A parry system that like doesn't it's not as like unforgiving as I feel like Sekiro or something like that. It's just like, if
Hmm.
you get it, you get it. Sometimes you get that perfect parry, but if you don't, you
Hmm.
still parry it nonetheless. It's easy to pick up and put down, easy to come back to if you take a break from it. Just all around a great game, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be up there for. I know we're just in March today, but up there for game of the year for me already. So um, yeah, I want to milk it as much as I can. Get every side quest I could find and equipment and everything. So I'll be taking my time with this one.
Absolutely. I'm excited to hear more about it as you
Yeah.
continue your journey to eventually maybe killing one of the Yotei sixes.
I mean, if we have to, right?
If we have to, and if we have to.
Absolutely. But we could switch gears and from absolutely to Absolum is the
Yeah.
you're currently working through right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I was playing it earlier today and a little throughout the weekend. This is a game that came out, I think, like, ending of last year. I bought it when it first came out, played it a little bit, put it down, and now I'm recently picking it back up. I started a new save and, whatnot, but are you familiar at all with this game, Dan?
I've never heard of this game.
I'd urge you to at least look it up on Steam and, like, at least look at the art style. It gives the art style, like, gives me kinda like how Dodgeball Academia gave me, like, Cartoon Network vibes. The art
Yeah.
style of this one gives me, like, darker, like, more teen, like, Cartoon Network vibes, like Teen Titans and whatnot. Just Saturday morning cartoon,
Mhm.
uh, fantastical, like, there's, like, magic and, like, goblins and whatnot, so it's set in, like, this, like, fantasy world, and the setting of it or the basis of it, the premise, it's a roguelike, so, like, you're
Okay.
completing runs. So, you venture out into the world as your chosen hero. There's 4 heroes in total, I only have 3 unlocked right now, so you start with, the blue woman, she's actually a woman, I thought she was a guy, but the blue woman with the big sword, and then, like, the dwarf who has a gun. And I'm playing as the woman who has a sword because, big sword seems really cool, obviously.
Right.
Obviously. And, so you're making these runs, so you venture out into the world, and it's like a side scroller beat 'em up. So it's like a beat 'em up gameplay similar to, like, Scott Pilgrim or something like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat 'em ups, but it has this, like, really cool, like, combat system, so you can deflect enemies' attacks by dashing into them, pick them up, throw them. You
Mhm.
have, like, ultimate attacks, you have, like, magic and whatnot. So you're venturing out, doing these runs, trying to get as far as you can, and along these runs, you'll, like, unlock certain, like, paths that, like, won't unlock until, you do your run, and then you'll die, and then once you come back, you'll find out, oh, along the path, oh, I can unlock that part now. So it really incentivizes, like, the dying, do it, try it again, dying, try
Mhm.
it again aspect of it all. Um, and yeah, so the story is there's this, like, and the story is not, like, super complex or anything. There's this, like, person who took over the land. He's outlawing magic, and then you are a group of wizards who are, just trying to fight back against the system and whatnot. And every time you die, you have this matriarch. Her name is I forget the name of her, but she's this beautiful, like, she beautiful art style. She's like this black woman, and she's, like, pregnant, and she's part of this group called, like, the Root Sisters, and, like, their whole, like, thing is, like, they were being oppressed for a long time, and they weren't able to, like, I think they weren't able to give birth for, like, the longest time, but, like, this one, the sister is finally, like, pregnant, or she's able to give birth, and she's seen as, like, the mother to, like, your wizard
Mhm.
clan or whatever, what have you, and all that. So she, whenever you die, she brings you back to life, and it's like this, like, magical, fantastical thing because you're viewed as, like, immortals or whatever. So this big guy who's, like, in charge now is, like, trying to hunt you guys down and, like, kill off your group of people, whatever. So you're on this quest to, like, kill him or whatever. But again, the story is not super important to it all. Like,
Hmm.
the fun part of this game is, like, the run aspect. So again, you're going throughout the land, you're fighting these little mobs, and, like, the mobs can, like, really gang up on you, so you're fighting, like, 5, 6 NPCs at a time, and you're, like, throwing one into another, and then, like, you're, like, when you, like, start swinging on them, you could, like, really, like, swing on, like, 3 or 4 of them at a time, and
Mhm.
then do your ultimate, and then you're unlocking perks as you go down the path, and there's, like, this small little, like, RPG tree, but you're really just unlocking more, like, spells and making yourself stronger. So it's like, you can unlock plus 10 health, or you can have companions with you that you hire along the way, and then they'll do 25% more damage and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So it's like a small little, like, skill tree. Um, and the game's multiplayer too, so you can, like, team up with people online, some
Nice.
randos, or yeah, your friends as well, and they can join in with you. And it's really cool. And what really stuck out to me was just the art style. Like, it looks beautiful. It's so, like, colorful and animated, and all the enemies that you encounter along the way look so cool, and, like, they have so many cool, like, effects and stuff when they're attacking. And it's a lot of fun. And like I said before, again, it's run based, so, like, it really incentivizes you to, like, don't be afraid of death. Like death is just
Right.
one part of like the gameplay, dying and starting over. Because once you die, all that experience that you got along the way, like it adds up once you die and get back to your home base. So like,
Mhm.
you get a certain amount of points and unlocks, and then you can unlock the next thing on your skill tree and stuff like that. So dying is just part of the game.
I think it
And
looks
yeah.
awesome. It sounds great. I mean, I looked it up while you were describing it, and yeah, the first thing that I would be attracted to is the art style.
Mhm.
It's colorful. It's clearly like hand drawn, and someone I could imagine someone
Mhm.
like sitting at a draft board and trying to like design these characters.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I don't know if flashy is the right word, but it looks like there's a good amount of action for it to be a beat 'em up, right?
Mhm.
Um, it's almost like a mix between back in the day when you had the beat 'em ups, the Simpsons arcade or
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade, right? With a little bit of an RPG spin to it. I think that's really
Mhm.
cool. Um, and on top of that, it's a roguelike, all told. So a lot
Mhm.
of like cool subgenres put together, and almost like executed flawlessly.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. You know, I'm interested to see what a sequel would do because, like, I think this game reaches a certain point of I really know what it is. Like, it's great, but I wouldn't say it's like the peak of what it can be yet. And I don't know like what would make it the peak of what it could be. Maybe just like a more like the story's engaging. And I understand that, it's not the forefront of this, but I'm excited to see what a sequel could do because again, this game
Mhm.
is great. I'm having a great time so far. I'm excited to see what they can do next, building on top of this as like a foundation. But no, it's great. Dan, I think you'd really like it given your love for, run based games.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
came around on Balatro and all that.
I
So
did come around a Blancha, but it's like, that your Hades,
yeah,
Metal Unit is
no.
a game I talked about before where it's kind of similar beat 'em up. And then um, the game I'll talk about later, but Vanillaware and Atlas, they also released a really cool beat 'em up with same RPG elements, great artwork.
Hmm.
It was what was it called? Odin Sphere, Leaf Thrust.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I didn't think I was going to be into that game back when I played it, but it was almost like what you were playing. It just like completely uh, attracted you with its art style.
Hmm.
Um, and then after that, like I really dove into it and I was really invested in the characters and the
Hmm.
stories and the combat. So
I've
yeah,
I've
I
heard of
may
that. I
give
gotta
this
look
one
at
a
that.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
you would
definitely
like
should.
that game a lot.
Odin Sphere.
Odin
Oh
Sphere,
yeah.
Leaf Thirstier. There was like a cult following for a while. Um, it's definitely more of like an indie feel to it, but
Hmm.
very similar to what you're talking about. It's not necessarily a roguelike. It is a beat 'em up
Hmm.
with a pretty interesting story and
Okay.
structure to it too, because you play as different characters.
Oh, sick.
Um, I think that was a successor to, or even precursor to Muramasa, the Demon Blade, which is another game that they developed.
That was like a PS Vita game, right, Muramasa?
Yeah, yeah, I played it on PS Vita
Yeah.
for like just a few minutes. I'm like, I'll get back to this, and I never did.
Hmm.
That is a game that I would love to get back into.
Yeah, that'd be sick. When I hacked my Vita, that was like one of the games I first downloaded. Muramasa. I never like booted it up, but it's definitely on my Vita. So
Yeah, yeah, that might be a game that I put onto the Odin.
absolutely. But yeah, Dan, like definitely like, this game's in our shared library now. So, whenever you have a
Yeah,
chance,
that's how I pulled it up. I'm like, if you're playing it, it's our shared library, and I could definitely find it.
yeah, absolutely. Definitely like, give it a download and maybe like just do one run or something. Again, like the art style is gorgeous. That's one thing about a game that can just like pull me in. I can forgive a lot of things if it has a great art style and art direction.
Right, right.
Um, but yeah, no, great game, Absolum. I'm excited to play more of it. I've unlocked 3 characters so far. I think I'm close to completing a full run eventually. You gotta like, yeah, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll bring it up again. It was a fun time. But
That's
what do
cool.
what do you say, Dan? We take a quick little break and then we'll come back with some more games.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Dan, we are back better than ever. Your daughter just got through the sad Charizard scene in Pokemon the movie. Is that where the
Oh
Charizards are
yeah,
like fighting each other?
It's too
yeah.
much.
Well, it's Charizard, and then there was a Blastoise, there was a Venusaur, and there's a bunch of like
Hmm.
orbs on the staircase now. Pikachu's getting like pummeled,
Oh
and she's
yeah,
really into it. So she's like
we're reaching
jumping
the
up and down.
climax.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's gonna get sad. um, uh, what's it called? There is a game that Mal and I have had our eyes on for a while. She's like gotten into, well, we've been into like the Little Nightmares series of games for a while.
Oh, really?
And yeah, yeah, I played the first one back in, like, Shutdown, I think,
Hmm.
and Mal watched me play it. We played through it together,
Yeah.
and then she recently played Little Nightmares 2,
Okay.
and, she played the whole thing, and then we watched her play through Little Nightmares 3. So, Little Nightmares 1 and 2 was made by Tarsier Studios, and then Little Nightmares 3 was made by a different developer.
Hmm.
But then Tarsier Studios went on to make a game that released recently called Reanimal.
Yes.
And Reanimal kinda has and this is what Mal and I have been playing. It's co-op, so we've been playing it together on my Switch too, and, it has the same vibes as the Little Nightmares series. So you play as this, like, brother and sister duo running through this really, really creepy world, and it's like a horror game, but it's like, Little Nightmares horror, so it's like,
Hmm.
Tim Burton-esque, like, it's like cute horror, but there are some really disturbing things along the way as well. So it's like this like mix of, this little like it's kind of like you're playing through this like storybook diorama of things, if that makes like
Yeah.
any kind of sense whatsoever. But again, you're playing this brother and sister combo duo, and you're running through this world. I think that's like from the intro, it looks like you fell down this hole or whatever, or whatnot. And then the first like enemy that you fight against is a loose term because it's like you're playing as this brother and sister, and like you seem really small, and then this guy, he has this like really long, lanky arms, and he's like way taller than you, and he's like chasing you down this factory building or whatever. There's a lot of chase sequences, so you're doing a lot of like running and hiding from him. And there's a lot of environmental puzzles. That's kind of like the crux of this game. There's a lot of environmental puzzles and how to get from point A to point B and what you do along the way. There's a little bit of combat. The boy gets a crowbar and the girl gets this like knife, and you're fighting a lot of like smaller people along the way. But then the climax of each zone seems to be these like bigger characters that like can just like grab you up and scoop you up and like end your run right there, and you have to start over. So the first one that you encounter is this big lanky guy. He has like really long, like super long arms. His face is like super distorted, and he like gets around, like he can teleport by crawling out of dead like bloated bodies. So like
Oh.
you and your sister will walk into this room and there would be like a bunch of like dead like grotesque bodies in the room, and then you'll just see this guy like burst out of one of the stomachs of like one of the dead
Oh.
bodies. It's super creepy, dude. It's super creepy. So then it'll initiate like a chase sequence, and then I won't spoil too much. This is all like in the beginning of the game, so within like the first like hour. But eventually, like he chases you down in this like ice cream truck, and
Oh man.
you're running from him or whatever. He like finds you on a train, and again, this is all stuff that happens like in the demo of the game. So it's like the first hour or so,
Hmm.
you can encounter all this. So he like chases you on down this train. You and your sister are like running down the train, and he's like chasing you from the back of it. So it's like a fixed perspective. You're running down, he's chasing you down. You got to like hide under the seats and stuff like that. Everything is like way bigger than you, so you and your sister can like hide under the seats of the train just by crouching down. It's a really cool perspective. And the whole game is like super
Hmm.
dark and depressing, and you're in this world like just trying to like I think find your friends that you might have like left behind. So you're like
Hmm.
rescuing other kids that are trapped along the way. But again, if you're familiar with Little Nightmares 1 and 2 specifically, this game kinda is just like a reimagining of that, but a lot of the same themes.
Yeah.
Super cute, super terrifying at the same time. It's
I
such like
think
a
more
weird, like
terrifying
dichotomy.
than not.
Yeah, it's a weird mix of things. But yeah, and it's hard to know what's going on in the story yet. So Mal and I are only about maybe 2 hours into it. We sit down and we play
Mhm.
like maybe an hour at a time, couple nights here and there. But there's a lot of grotesque things happening, and there's this like scene it's a reoccurring scene. So like I think the girl, like every other time you sit down or whatever, whenever there's a point in a story where you sit down and like have a reprieve, she'll like get these headaches, and then you'll have a scene of a sheep, and it's like falling down into this like well or this hole, and then the sheep will start to like it looks like it's dead, but then it starts to like reanimate and does this like jerky, like it's like being brought back to life or whatever, and it's like bones are cracking and snapping, and it's like moving in weird ways that like
Mhm.
it shouldn't move. It's giving like I don't really know, like maybe like Hereditary if you ever watched that, where there's like just shaking and like convoluting. So I don't really know what's up with that yet, but it's really it really freaks me out. But
Yeah, sounds
we got
freaky.
we got to this point in the story where we walked into this barn, and I don't want to give too much away just yet in case anyone listening is interested. But we went to this barn, and the barn was filled with pigs, like pigs that are just like again way bigger than you. And then like you kind of like have to navigate around the pigs. So like, you're pushing them, kind of like trying to like nudge them out of the way to get through. And again, the barn is filled with them. So like you're trying to get to the edge of the barn. And then at the end of the barn, there's this like open doorway. And it's like this there's one pig in there that's way bigger than the rest, and again,
Mhm.
the pigs are already bigger than you, so this one other pig is just, like, humongous. So then you walk through the door, and this pig, its, like, stomach is, like, split open, but it's, like, stitched together, like, stapled together, like it's holding it together, and the pig you see this pig, like, eating another pig, just, like,
Oh,
gobbling it down, and I'm
man.
just like, "Bro, what is happening?" And then the giant pig, like, looks at you, and then it just tells you to leave, and I'm like, "The pig can, like, speak English? What's going on?" Um, yeah, it's super creepy. Again, I'm still trying to figure out the lore of it all, but I like that. It's very mysterious. It's very, like it doesn't, like, tell you a lot of things, like, straight up. Um, so yeah, that's Reanimal.
I mean,
I'll
even
come
the
back
fact
with
that
more.
you're talking about it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is a game that Terry would play, but you're still playing it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
'Cause I remember playing Little Nightmares 1 and 2. It's a creepy game, right?
Mhm,
It's like they've mastered like that feeling, eliciting that feeling you get when you feel like you're being chased.
mhm.
I hate that feeling. It's
I know.
all the nightmares we actually have as people, right? Being chased by something,
Mhm,
or feeling like something's behind you. Little Nightmares did it. Bramble the Mountain King is another
mhm,
like Little Nightmares esque game where you get chased, right? It's a lot of jump scares and creepiness. Um, for it to be in Animal Well, I looked it up. It's in our family library in Steam too,
mhm,
so it's been on my list for a long time. Um, like it's like very pixelated from what it looks like,
mhm.
and that kicks it up a notch, man. When horror
Yeah,
games
man.
rely on the like unknown and the mysterious nature of what pixel art gives you, I
Mhm.
it's like it leaves it up to your imagination, and it's too much, right?
Yeah,
I
when you're
remember,
forced to, like, fill in the gaps
yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
you could yep, yep.
I think there's a game in UFO 50 where it's a horror game, and it's oh man, how
I
how they get the horror element in there, it's like masterful. They're so good at it.
they did it so well. I was playing that one, specific I forget the name of it, but, yeah, I was playing that one, I only lasted, like, maybe an hour or 2 before I put it
I
down,
was
like,
like
this is
15
too
minutes. I was like, "How bad can this be with, like, 8-bit graphics?" Right? No,
Mhm.
it's even worse, right?
It's awful,
And
it's
we
awful.
we've talked about how, like, the first Silent Hill had technical limitations, so they used the fog, which made it a lot scarier, right? Sometimes more, less is more in this situation, and kinda listening to you talk about it, I'm like, "Man, that in pixel form
Mhm.
Super creepy. I definitely want to play it.
Mhm.
It reminds, and then you mentioned lore, and it reminds me of when I used to watch playthroughs of Five Nights at Freddy's, and they would
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
these like the pixel, I don't know, intermissions, right? And it kind of
Mhm.
gives you the lore of what happened.
Mhm.
It is graphic for what it is in pixel forms, but then your brain fills in the rest of the gaps,
Yeah.
and it is freaky. So I definitely want to give it a go. Um, with the lights on during the day, maybe after daylight
Yes.
savings hits. Um, but I'm happy that you're deciding to push through it. I'm sure playing co-op helps too.
Yeah, absolutely. Co-op helps. And again, Dan, you know, like you said, you know me. I do not do well with scary games whatsoever. This game, it's like it's a different kind of horror. It's a different kind of
Yeah.
scary, I guess. I wouldn't say horror. You know, it's cutesy horror. It's environmentally terrifying, but it's that art style that just like Tim Burton-esque, like it looks so well designed. The characters, for as grotesque and gross as they are, they look so cool because of
Mhm.
the art style. It's such a well-designed, well-imagined world that like I want to keep pushing forward. I want to keep getting chased. I want to keep like, you know, getting scared in the way that this game scares me. Um because of how cool everything looks, and I really like that much that part of it. And yeah, the Five Nights at Freddy comparison is really good because like it's it's more environmental storytelling, as opposed to, like, getting those scenes in Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's similar in the way that, like, those scenes, like, they show you what's happening instead of, like, telling you. So, like, you'll
Right.
get the cut scenes of, like, the kid getting, like, his head chomped on by one of the animatronics, but you kinda have to put the pieces together of how that kid is related to the one kid and then the 5 other kids and then
Yeah.
what like, it'll show you, but it won't, like,
I
specifically
like
tell
that.
you in text. Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm. I like
And
that
that
too.
like I just feel like it's almost like collaborative where like I have to figure that part out on my own.
Yeah,
Um,
mhm.
don't like animatronics chomping on kids' heads.
Sure, sure.
But
Don't get it twisted. Don't like that part.
definitely don't like that. But I like the storytelling. It's not as like hand holding as some other games can be.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So, the game's really good. I don't think it's super long, so I think Mal and I maybe by the next time we record, we should have it finished, and maybe I'll bring it back,
Yeah,
um, and whatnot. But yeah, that's Reanimal. Definitely give it a look-see if you're into Little Nightmares. Anybody out there, you will definitely be into this one. The vibes are
yeah,
there,
yeah.
the art style is there. It's really good. It's really good. But,
I'm gonna give it
yeah.
a go. I mean, it's 33 megabytes. That's the size of the game. So I think I'm going to just put on my Steam Deck after this and
Mhm.
cruise.
Yeah, give it a look-see. Give it a look-see. 33 megabyte. Are you looking at Animal Well or Reanimal?
I'm looking at Animal Well. We're talking about very different things.
I think we're talking about so different games. You mentioned pixel art earlier, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's like just talking about Animal Well and how it like
Nope.
compares to it.
I'm looking at Animal Well.
That is
And I'm like,
so
well, that could be
funny.
very freaky. Everything I said about Pixel being scary is still very
Mhm.
true.
It still translates.
It still translates.
No, no, look up
Animal looks cool.
Reanimal, like animal, but the word, but the letters
Reanimal. Okay.
RE in front of it.
Okay. Reanimal. Oh, how silly.
Yeah, look it up and tell me if everything I said makes sense. No.
Yeah, no, now it makes a lot of sense, Terry. Now now I see what you're talking about, and it looks very similar to the Little Nightmares. Might pause on this one.
Oh, it's so funny.
Maybe next time I'll talk about Animal Well then.
Maybe next time we have to bring Animal Well to the show now.
I think it's because like you were like I hear animals I'm like oh yeah absolutely that says animals in it.
Mhm. I mean, it does have animals in it. And they are kinda creepy, so
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that's in our library. It might be, but nonetheless, the law of
nonetheless,
landfill still applies.
we'll get
So
there.
let's pretend I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. I don't have a good segment. I was trying to think of one during this confusion to lead into your next game, Dan, but I can't think of anything that involves 13 and or Sentinels. It's kind of a very specific one.
It is a very specific one. The entire title is 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
Right.
Um, and I am playing through that, really starting to. I'm a couple
Mhm.
hours in, and it is a game that got a lot of like praise.
Yeah, I've
This
heard
is
good things about this, and I don't know anything about it.
yeah. I played it for like 2 seconds back when I had like the PlayStation subscription, and it was one of the games that I could stream. I actually went and purchased it when it was on sale
Mhm,
recently. No, this game eventually, well, not eventually, this game was initially released in 2022. Um, and it's developed by Vanillaware, published by Atlas. You and I are fans of Atlas for
mhm.
Persona and the like. So I wanted to give it a go, and it is not a derivative. It's very similar to the game I mentioned earlier, Odin Sphere Leaf Sphere.
Mm,
Um, I don't even know if that's the right title, but it's that game, and it is a very it has a lot of the elements of JRPG storytelling,
uh-huh,
where there's many characters, there's a ton of dialogue, a
uh-huh,
lot of reference to Japanese culture in that dialogue, reasonably so.
mhm.
Um, and it is one of the more unique games I've ever played. It's a
Okay.
mix between like a visual novel and real-time strategy game.
Hmm,
And I initially thought it was going to be a tactical RPG, but it's not necessarily that. Um, so essentially, there's 13 characters, 13 protagonists who all are in charge of a sentinel, which is a
mhm.
giant mech, right? And they fight all these kaiju that come into the city,
Okay.
right? And that's like what they're chosen for. I don't know how yet, but there's also an element of time travel,
Mm,
um, aliens, memory getting erased. Like
mm.
some of these protagonists have their memories erased, some of them
Classic.
don't. And so it's like we're trying to piece it all together while in between the chapters, you're doing the real time strategy battles with the kaiju army.
Okay.
Um, it's pretty cool. I didn't think I was going to be into that type of combat, but it's not like a long lived battle.
Mm,
So you right now it's tutorial mode, so I'm just learning everything. But it's kind of cool to see like an overview of like the city map, and then where your mech is and how you could choose like an action or movement to fight these kaiju.
mhm,
So I mean that part's fine and all. I think I'm fascinated by how all of these layers combine into one towards the end of the
mhm,
story. The story is certainly one of the like appealing factors for me.
mhm.
That's what brought me to the game. Secondly, well, we've been talking about art styles all game, right? So if you haven't played a Vanillaware game, everything looks like it's like hand drawn,
Mhm,
um, and animated by like computers and all that. But it's like it's such a unique art style, and you immediately know it's Vanillaware when you see it.
mhm.
Um, with that, it's almost like it is refreshing. It is very refreshing to see. Um, and I think the voice acting is great. I am so curious to see what happens after this tutorial.
Mhm,
Um, but so far, I'm just getting the hang of it, right? There's a component to it where you could sort of prompt the protagonist's inner dialogue and inner thoughts.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, like in between dialogue with another character, you push a button and it kind of shows you like the main topic of different thoughts that you could have.
Mhm,
And you kind of when you click on it and you reflect on what that thought is. You expand on it, right? And it adds more to the story, more to at least
Oh,
that sequence of events. And then if you're on a character who will respond to that thought, you press the same button, you scroll over to the thought, and then you could kind of use it to deliver the next line and
oh,
like
cool.
start that conversation. It reminds me a lot, I think it was Final Fantasy 2, where the the dialogue or progression of an interaction can only happen when you have that thought. So you kind
Hmm.
of have to like search for it, dig for it, um, get like a clue or a hint just to have the prompt to show up. So
Hmm.
you could choose it to talk to the character or share it with the character. I think that's super clever. I didn't really like it in Final Fantasy 2. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like I was hunting mindlessly and
Sure.
endlessly. But here it's a little bit more intentional
It
and
sounds like it
you
like
have
adds like a
more.
gameplay mechanic on top of just dialogue itself,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So like if I go and find like some papers on the desk and that's like a key item, instead of opening up an inventory and putting it in your key items like folder or whatever, now
Mhm.
it's just a thought, right? And you could go and prompt that sequence of events.
That's cool.
So that's really cool. Um, and I'm sure it's going to expand much more as I advance through this game.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm here just learning everyone's like prologues right now. Um, it's a charming game. I'm learning that the the thing that starts this plot is coming up, right? If I'm just
Okay.
doing the prologue now. So I'm just learning characters. The big event, almost like the climax of the story, is going to be something that has to do with the kaiju and time travel. I think I'm approaching it now. Reviewers and people on the line are saying that it happens in the third chapter, the third uh, wave of battles. Um, so I think I'm about there now. I hopefully will see that soon.
Mhm.
Um, one thing I don't understand yet, and I don't know if I ever will, is that when a protagonist goes into their mech in their little voice, they're saying something and their profile shows up next to their dialogue. I don't know why they are in the nude. I
You gotta be naked inside of a mech. You can't have clothes on, Dan.
I I don't know. I don't know if they ever will explain it. No one said it. Well, no, one of the protagonists is like, "Where are my clothes?" You don't see anything. It's just like it
Sure.
implies that they're not wearing anything. Um, and so this character asks, "Where are my clothes?" right off the bat. No one said anything.
No one
I
answered.
think I think the next line was, "Don't worry about that." And I'm like, "I'm worried about that. I'm on the couch worried about that."
I'm so worried about that. Where are my clothes?
I can't I can't wrap my mind around it. If anyone has played and knows the reason, please share it with us. Um, just so I could
Because it's
brace myself.
because it's a vanillaware game, Dan. You can't have clothes on inside of your mech. That's why.
It's I guess so. Maybe that's how you get the most armor. It's like, that trope where like especially for like female characters, the less armor or the less
Sure.
clothing is like the higher armor rating. Maybe this is like the
Mhm.
epitome of that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It
Yeah.
can't inhibit your movements inside of your mech.
I don't even know. I don't even know how the mech works. It's not like a suit, right? Where
Mm.
your movement is your movement just covered in armor. There has to be like a console or something they're using, but who knows? Maybe I'll
Who
find out.
knows? So are you
I just
playing like, do you play as, like, each character, like, all 13 of them? Are you going through, like, all of their backstories and whatnot?
so like you could from what it looks like is that you could pre-select whose story you want to move forth with.
Okay.
You could like scroll through right now. I think it's just introducing him, so I can't really scroll through whose story I want to work on next.
Mhm.
Or even alternate with. It's I mean, I still have to play the rest of Octopath Traveler. I think in
Right.
Octopath, is it that you do one whole character's like story first and then move to the next?
I played a bit of 2, and it was like you play one character's up until a point, and then you have to play another character's up to a point, and like you play all of them up to a point, and then you can start the next chapter of theirs up to a point, then up to a point, then up to a point.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
that's what it seems like here.
Okay,
Um,
copy that.
and then which character you want is like I mean, that's your choice. When you get up to that point, it's like, who do you want to continue with
Mhm.
next? Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that seems fair.
Are you finding like the loop of it satisfying, like doing the dialogue stuff and exploring around, and then the combat? It kind of sounds like a little bit like Dispatch in a way that like you do one part of the game and then you do
Kind
the
of,
combat, or the
yeah,
mini game, and then go back
kind
to
of.
the other
Yeah, it
part. Yeah.
seems that's the good way to say it. Like it seems like it's a mini game, like the combat,
Mhm.
and the rest is dialogue. It's an okay loop right now. I think I'm so early in it; it's hard to tell if I enjoyed it or not.
Mhm.
Um, but it's a game I'm playing with like one hand when I'm laying on the couch, right?
Sure.
Just because you're not like dragging through it, but you only have to hit one button. Um, my peeve with the one button pushing right now is that dialogue doesn't continue all the way through. It'll be broken, and
Ah.
so when they stop talking, you have to like push the action button again to talk to the other characters to
Mhm.
continue that dialogue. It
Uh.
just seems like an unnatural break in between what they're saying because it's all related.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know the purpose of it yet because it's not like I'm going to miss a prompt to share a thought, or maybe it's so long that if someone wants to save, they can in between
Mhm.
those breaking points. I just give it to me straight, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's weird. Like whenever I play like Persona 5 or whatever, I always put it like on auto, just so like because those dialogue scenes can be
Hmm.
so long, and
Hmm.
then it's like put it on auto, and then once I have to make my dialogue choice, make my choice, and then just let the rest play through.
Yeah,
When,
and that's
yeah.
another thing. It can be on auto. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I don't know how or when, but you could change the settings so that the speed of the auto dialogue is a little bit quicker.
Mhm.
Not when they're saying it, but in between lines. They'll just start the next line a lot quicker. I
Hmm.
changed mine to like half a second or something like that. And I mean that's about it right now. That's what I have for settings and quality of life. But we'll see how it opens up. It's pretty linear
Sure.
right now. Still the intro, still the tutorial. Um, but how they expand on that, yeah, time will tell. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I'm excited to see. It seems like one of those games that, like, once you hit that climax, like you said in chapter 3 or whatever, like, everything will just start, like, boom, 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 like, start rolling on top of each other. And it seems like it'll
That's
go
what it seems
places.
like. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At least that's what I read online. Like after you hit that climax very early on, the rest is just like nonstop. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how long the game is. I'm at that third wave chapter thing now, so
Mhm.
it didn't take very long, a couple hours. So I know when I played the Odin Sphere game, I spent a good like 30 hours on it. It was a lot to explore, and there's a lot of backtracking and stuff. So with this
Mhm.
having time travel, I'm sure 13 Sentinels will be around the same time.
Yeah, probably sounds about right. And you're playing this on your PlayStation?
Yes, it's on
Okay.
PlayStation. It was on sale on PlayStation. Um, I think I don't know if it's on Steam at all.
Yeah, I was looking it up. I didn't find it on Steam. It looks like
Yeah,
it's just PlayStation and a Switch.
right.
Just interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mm.
It definitely deserves the attention. So maybe that'll be something that is added later on.
Right, right, yeah. Looks like it would. Yeah. Looks like a good handheld game, like, for sure, like.
It's definitely a handheld, which is kind of my disappointment when I was hoping that it would be available on Steam so I could play it on my Steam Deck.
Mhm.
But now I mean, I could stream my PlayStation onto my Steam Deck, but not the point. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
absolutely.
if I would change anything, I'd say get it for the Switch.
Cool stuff, good stuff. Well, looks
Hmm.
interesting. I don't know if I'd ever dive into it. It looks like it's definitely a lot. Like, that
It seems like it's going to be dense.
yeah,
It's a complex one.
like, that is a you type game for sure.
Again,
Not
my
not
string of
not
like
negatory.
Japanese games, Japanese RPGs, right? This isn't
Mhm.
necessarily that, but it's going to be one that takes a lot of time and investment. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. I respect you so much for your ability to finish all these Final Fantasy games and just like finish all these dense games. So
yeah, yeah.
I'll let you have this.
Thanks. I'll
All
let you know how it goes.
right, sounds
Um,
good.
but with that said, why don't we take a break before we come and tackle some of the last few games that we got going on?
Let's do it. And we are back crossing over into our next segment of games here. Crossing back into things that we hold dear to our hearts. Crossing back over into the chrono-ness of it all. Uh Chrono Cross, Dan. What's up with that?
Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is a fun game. It is
Mhm.
something I've talked about before. It's kind of like in the same universe, I think, as Chrono Trigger. Mechanically, it plays similarly. It has a lot of the same fanfare, music, and things like that. I gotta say, I'm still trying to learn what it is about the field effect with different colors and elements and enemies. That aside, it's really interesting.
Mhm.
It has that like PlayStation charm with the early JRPGs. Um, and I can appreciate for what it was at that time was like groundbreaking.
Sure.
Um, I've kind of made a little bit of progress, gathered some new party members, and it has that like I keep saying it, that JRPG, early JRPG charm
Mhm.
where it's like it's funny, it has purpose, right? Purposeful dialogue. There's a lot of environment building and happenings, all really cool. And I bring this up as a game now because I think you'll appreciate this pattern, where I can't figure out for the life of me what to do next. And it's usually something right in front of your face, right? And as it was happening, I'm like, Terry's gonna hear about this and he's gonna throw a fit for this, right? And in the beginning stages of Chrono Cross, it's introducing the concept of time travel and how your character got swooped up in a giant tidal wave and now is in a different time. No one recognizes him
Mhm.
and all that, right? So the map is very limited. And I think I made it through the first dungeon esque level,
Mhm.
Viper Manor, I think it's called, and a lot of fun. Don't know how I made it through, because I'm still learning the battle mechanics. I think it's something I'm gonna have to like watch a YouTube video for.
Mhm.
Um, but then after that, would boot up the game and I would just wander and talk to the same people
Mhm.
back and forth, hoping something is triggered and moves the story along. I got a lot of like, are you sure you want to go back to this island? Are you sure you want to go back to the port? Right. I'm at a point where one of my party members is sick. I have to go find an antidote, but I have no idea what to do, Terry.
Oh, no.
Until
Have
recently,
did you open the door? Is that what it was? You just had to open the door?
it was it was more or less a door. Yes, I went to a part of the map where it all started. I'm like, okay, this is where like it's like Link getting washed up on the beach. You don't go back to the beach. You don't need to.
Mhm.
Well, my character went back to the beach, and there was like a mini like it triggered a mini dialogue between party members. I'm like, okay, this is something I need to be here for a reason. And there was like a glowing spot on the beach. And I'm like, oh, this is like Kingdom Hearts, right? When Sora saw the wave come and all of a sudden transported somewhere else. I'm like, maybe this
Mhm.
is the spot. And I found this green glowing spot. I stood on it. And I'm like, what's supposed to happen? I'm pushing
Mhm.
every button I can. I'm going through my menu. I read online that I had to trigger the time travel device. I forget what it's called. I'm like, okay, go to my key items in my inventory. I can't click it. Nothing's happening. It just says
Mhm.
that I have it. And so I'm like, maybe this isn't it. And so I do the whole cycle again. I going all around the map, talking to the same people. I find some cool treasure along the way. I get into
Sure.
some fights. Great. I level up. Go back to that beach. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? It has to be this. It's glowing for a reason. It's
Sure.
unnatural.
Mhm.
Terry, I just
Oh,
had to
no.
push one button to open up my inventory like in real time to use this time travel machine. I I just got this Switch. I wanted to chuck it out the window. I accidentally pushed this button, the Y button,
Accidentally
and it
pushed it.
brought it up. And I thought I pushed it. I had to have pushed it. But I'm like, this I could have done so much more with this. There are so many characters that
Mhm.
were asking for key items that I could have opened this up and
Oh.
given that to them. And now I think that opportunity's gone. And I probably missed out on so much.
Oh,
Um,
no.
but it's the one button. So now I know. But
Now you know.
the bigger narrative, the bigger commentary on this is that this is how the JRPG games were constructed back then.
Mhm.
Trial and error, going back and forth.
Mhm.
If you didn't subscribe or buy the guide, or even talk to people who have played it,
Right.
you'd be stuck like this, right?
Mhm.
Um, and I like that. I do like that. I've gotten so accustomed to like little hint boxes or lengthy tutorials
Mhm.
that I like expected it this time around. But I can imagine me as a kid if I played this game when it came out, that pushing that button on accident and just clicking a bunch of random items and then having something occur because of it,
Mhm.
the rush would be immense, like
Oh, Nirvana. Yep.
tremendous, right? And then I
Mhm.
would want to run around and tell everybody what happened
Mhm.
after complaining about how stuck I was.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I guess that's what I'm doing now.
I guess we are kinda just complaining about it, right?
Yeah.
No, but, like, the same thing, like, during the PS1 era, kinda in the PS2 era too. I remember with, like, games like Kingdom Hearts and, I was super young when I was playing it, just running around the same room or the same level, talking to the same NPC 5 times, like, trying to just, like, tap on everything, press
Hmm.
every button on every polygon and pixel, just, like, trying to figure out what to do next to progress it. And yeah, like you said, if you didn't buy the guide, if you didn't, talk to your friends or something, like you were stuck doing that. But again, like we did it because obviously we were kids and we had nothing but time to do it and sit
Sure.
there and figure it out. But as an adult with like limited time, it's like, oh, you get like
Exactly.
more
That's the other
frustrated
thing.
'cause
Yeah, I'm
right,
like, I'm trying to just chill out because I don't have as much time as I used to as a kid, right?
right. Hmm.
Um, and I see the appeal of it though, because speaking of like Pokemon, right? When we were playing Pokemon Red or Blue, I mean, did you hold down A and B at the same time when the Pokeball was wiggling and to
Oh,
maximize your efforts to get
absolutely.
all word of mouth, right? Did
All word of
nothing,
mouth.
didn't
Mm-mm,
do anything.
mm-mm,
Um, but doing that, clicking on every pixel, every square, sometimes you got a rare candy, right?
mm-hmm.
It's all trial and error, and it really dragged out the fun of those games. I get it, and I love that part of games. Don't have time for that right now, right?
Sure, sure, absolutely. It's charming. I loved it. It's cool when it happens sometimes. We're old now. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For
No,
those
that
long
was a
car
great
rides,
example.
yeah.
Yeah. No, great example. That's
Um,
funny.
but I mean, Chrono Cross is fun. I will say it's fun. As lost as I could be, it is fun.
Mhm.
Um, is it my first choice JRPG these days? No.
Mm.
I would pick Chrono Trigger above this for sure.
Mhm.
Above a lot of JRPGs that I've played so far. Um, it has similar charm though. It has a lot of the same like sounds, mechanics. So I'm gonna see this through just like I am with the Final Fantasy games.
Cool.
Um, but I just wanted to share that little bit of frustration with you.
No, I appreciate that. It adds to the lore of, the roadblocks of progression
Oh yeah,
unique
yeah,
to
yeah.
Dan Hoy. Are you enjoying, like, the atmosphere at all, though, of the game,
Yeah.
like, the world?
I am, and I already referenced it before, but it does feel like I forget the island name, but in Kingdom Hearts, the first
Mhm.
island that
Like Destiny
Sora
Islands.
is on, Destiny Island. It feels like
Mhm.
that. It has almost like a Final Fantasy X vibe to it in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the fantasy theme.
Mhm.
Um, but you could see how it inspired a lot of like modern JRPGs in terms
Sure.
of aesthetic, and I'm sure gameplay. But the characters themselves, as stereotypical and tropey as it is, they're enjoyable, right? And
Mhm.
it'd be really cool to see this game remade with voice acting and modern day graphics. We'll try to keep true to a lot of the elements that they have going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool, just like, the early 2000s and their obsession with beaches and water and
Yeah,
all that. Yeah.
almost like paradise, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like trouble happens in paradise, and then things get
Yeah,
dark. Um,
absolutely.
I don't know. It's cool to see that trend or pattern in those games in different eras.
Mhm.
Um, there's, I think I might have a bias because I like Final Fantasy VI, but there was like a steampunk futuristic theme for a while for a lot of JRPGs, right?
Mhm.
I don't know what it would be now. Maybe like modern day cities and like real time events.
Yeah, real-time events, God, yeah, I don't even know. Last JRPG I really played was Expedition 33, and that was something entirely different in and
Yeah,
of
that's
itself.
very, very different. Yeah.
It's very, very different. I don't know, maybe putting parry mechanics in your turn-based JRPGs
Yeah,
combat or
yeah,
something.
that's definitely like a thing that's picking up more popularity.
Yeah, like, just figuring out how to make it feel a little different or a little more real-time-esque or something like that. Just
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
different making it more engaging, I guess.
Oh, you could say that about a lot of like JRPGs turned action RPGs, right?
Mhm.
Where it's all the same like building blocks, but now it's like it's fast. It's happening like right in front of you.
Right.
It's real time.
Mhm.
And it's turned to more of like a not a Souls like, but a third person action game. Um, but I'm enjoying the ride nonetheless.
Yeah, cool beans. I'm excited to see like what you see, like how you feel towards the end of it. Like if you like, because I know you hold Chrono Trigger in such high regards. So I'm curious to see if this one reaches even like half of that esteem
Yeah,
or,
I
up
mean
to that.
that's what they say online. Um, but I can't obviously judge my opinion from what other people have played
Hmm.
and their experiences. But I don't know. It's the age, my chronological age has something to do with my experience of it and my memory of it. So that's going to play a role in how I
Hmm.
interpret this entire experience versus if I were
Yeah.
to play it when I was 10, 11 years old, more during my formative years. Yeah, I think that would have to be factored in.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm going to keep an open mind.
Absolutely. I'm excited
Try
to
my
hear it.
best. Yeah.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. I don't know how to pronounce the next game. It
It's understandable.
looks like it's spelled in like how like an Irish name is spelled out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's not what you ever expect it to sound like.
I think you're on the right track though with that though. That's a good way to
Yeah,
think about it. So yeah.
like the name like Sean, right?
Hmm.
The Irish spelling of Sean. When I first said it out loud, I said scene,
Hmm.
SAN is scene. And then my social studies teacher corrected me and said Sean, and I paused for longer than my classmates expected because it just did not compute in my head. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Do you know what this says?"
Hmm.
Um, but the next game that you got going on is Cairn.
Oh, you got it.
That's
You
how it
got
is.
it.
It's
Yeah,
not
your social
keen.
studies
It's not
teacher would be
kind.
proud.
Okay,
No,
Cairn.
Karen. Karen. I've seen a lot of people online start calling it Karen, like, like
What?
the name
No,
Karen.
that's
Um,
not
right? Like,
Karen.
that's definitely not it. No, 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 you got it right.
C Cairn.
Mhm.
Karen.
Karen.
Okay.
I forget what it means. I looked it up a while ago, and it has something to do with rock climbing. Oh,
Okay.
it's when you're out and about, hiking or whatever, and those people will stack those stones on top of each other.
Yes.
That's a cairn. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm,
I didn't
mhm.
know that had a name. I just called it a pile.
Yeah, yeah. A cairn is a human-made piled stack of stones typically used as trail markers, navigational aids, blah, 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 blah.
Gotcha.
Uh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. But yeah, Cairn, Dan. Cairn is a game about climbing a mountain.
Oh,
So there is this mountain in game. I forget what the mountain is called, but it is like the
it
tallest
looks like
mountain
it's
in
Mount
the
Kami.
world. Mount Kami, yes, Mount Kami. And every person who has tried to climb to the top of Mount Kami, Dan, has died or perished
Mhm.
along the way or has not been able to complete their journey. You play as a character. Her name is Ava. It's Aava. And Ava is regarded as like the best rock climber, mountain climber in the world, right? So if there's anyone who could climb Mount Kami, Dan, it's Ava. And so you set out on your task of climbing Mount Kami. And the climbing mechanic in this game is super interesting. So um have you ever played QWOP? Are you familiar with QWOP?
No.
So QWOP is like this old like Newgrounds style game. It's this like you control each limb of this like runner or whatever. So you control your left leg. So you put your left leg forward, then you control your right leg, and then you control your arm, and then your other arm. And it's all about this game of like balance. And you're trying to make this person like run forward. It's super clunky and like physics based or whatever. But you're basically like, controlling all four limbs.
Mhm.
Cairn is similar in that once like Ava can walk around, so you walk around, you do your stuff like when you're on flat ground. But once you like get to a cliff face, you start the climbing process by pressing square or X on a Xbox controller, and then she'll start the climbing phase. And then you're in control of each limb. And on the cliff face, you kind of have to decide like, oh, is this part of the cliff? Can I put my foot there? And then I put my other foot up here. And then I put my hand up here, my other hand up here. And you're like trying to find the right placement for your limbs or your hands and feet. And then the game will kind of like if one of your feet are kind of like in a bad spot or whatever, it'll start to vibrate. And then your controller will start to vibrate. So then, like, you have to quickly put it somewhere else, or you have to like position your hand and other leg in a way that maybe if your one foot is in a bad spot, your other three appendages are in a good enough spot to support that weight. So it's
Mhm.
like a risk reward mechanic, and it's a really really cool. It's like game within a game of itself of just like trying to like
Mhm.
place yourself. And then once you get to a certain spot in that, you can place your pitons or whatever that like you can drill into the rock and give yourself a rest if you're like a certain amount of like height up this mountain. But in of itself can be risky because once you
Mhm.
go to place a piton, a bar will pop up and there's a sweet spot in the bar, and then like this thing will go back and forth, and you kind of have to press the button in the right spot to place the
Oh.
piton. Yeah, and it's really cool, and that can get really stressful because like if you're struggling, if you feel like you're about to fall, it's like, oh, let me place a piton real quick. But it's like, oh no, I have to like gauge that very quick, and that's like life and death in and of itself right there. And yeah, it's a lot of cool mechanics. There's a survival aspect mechanic. So along the way, you have to keep your water jug filled. You have a hunger meter. So once you place your tent, you can like camp out and cook food that you find along the way. Cook like flowers and mushrooms to make tea. If you find compost and trash along the way, you have this little like robot that like climbs with you. It's called a climb bot that can compost the trash that you find along the way to make chalk for your hands, so you can like chalk up your hands and get better grip. S- Um, and what's cool about this game is I didn't expect it to kind of really be a narrative style game. So
Mhm.
as Ava is climbing and stuff like that, and as you're like camping out for the night, cutscenes will play where your climb bot will like relay messages that she gets, and like you'll get like a happy birthday message from your family. You'll get calls from your partner being like, "Hey, good luck, la 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 di da di da, good luck with your climb." And you get the sense that at least I'm still really early on. I'm a couple hour, maybe an hour or two in, but you get the sense that, you're questioning why Ava is even here at all, because she gets calls from her agent, and her agent is like, "Hey, give me a call back, I haven't heard from you, like, we need to, like, chit chat or whatever," and she won't answer any of these calls, right? Like, all these calls are going to voicemail. She's not like picking up. So you're getting the sense that she's like, running from something, or the game opens up like before you even like start the game. You get this opening cinematic, and it's like Ava narrating, and she says something to the extent of, "I've always wanted to touch eternity." Even just for a moment. So you kind of get the sense that like this is her defining moment, or maybe she's looking for a piece of herself within this climb, or looking for something, or even if you want to take it to an extreme sense, like maybe she came to this mountain to die along the way or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm not really sure at this moment, but the narrative hooks are like there, of questioning why she's even here, because along the way, again, everybody who attempted this climb has either failed or died. You're coming
Right.
across like dead body or skeletons along the way. It's not dead bodies, it's nothing like gruesome, but it's just like skeletons of climbers. And sometimes next to the skeletons will be like voice recordings from them, or notes or
Mm.
something along the way. And it'll give you a little like introspection into who that person was and their loved ones. But it's really, really cool. And again, that climbing mechanic, just that's the gameplay right there. That's makes it a lot of fun, and just like trying to find like where to put your feet, where to put your arms, and then the narrative behind it just adds
Yeah.
to the game, the gameplay of it all. And yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really therapeutic experience because there's not much music. You're really listening to the sounds of nature and the wind and all that. Beautiful vistas because again, you're climbing a mountain and looking out on the landscape. It's really beautiful. It's a simple art style. I'd say simple. It looks really cool, but it's like beautiful colors, beautiful lighting. Everything looks really, really cool. And again, very therapeutic while you're doing this climb. Every night, I'll like boot this up on my handheld and just like stream my PC to it. I'll climb like one cliff face, get to the next save point, and then take a break. So every night I'll do like one cliff face at a time. And yeah, it's really nice and quaint, Dan.
Yeah. It's quaint is a word for it. I mean, it's super heavy into the narrative and internal like experience of it all, right?
Mhm,
Because it sounds like it's not too far from what a lot of climbers in real life would have like experienced.
mhm.
Sure, there's like the arcadey type mechanic to it, but I'm sure you come across these types of commentaries along the way and messages and your own thoughts. But you still have to be like super mindful and see what the end goal is.
Mhm.
Um, I thought it was going to be like a pure like rock climbing simulator,
Yeah, I
and
thought so too.
that's like I mean that's the impression I had. But now it's like it's more than that, right? It's I
Mhm.
have a feeling as you continue through this game, it's going to be like a commentary on like moving through trauma or stages of life or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like figuring out like what defines you as a person.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
you're the best rock climber in the world and that's who you are? Or is it something like deeper? Like what do you like what do you find meaning in? What do you find your sense of self in? Is it
Hmm.
really like the climb that like makes you who you are? Or are you using this climb as like a stepping stone onto something else? I
Hmm.
don't know if I don't even know if I even have like the vocabulary for it, but I feel like I know what I mean. Like, it's just like I don't know, maybe it's therapeutic for her or whatnot, or something. Something's there. And I think I just gotta play a little more to find out what it is. And then
Right.
you're smarter than me in these aspects, so I'll come to you about it. Like, "What does this
Please
all
do.
mean? Here's my insurance
It,
information, so you're getting paid for your time."
it reminds me of the other game. I can't think of it right now. It's a platformer and it's about a girl climbing a mountain
Oh,
and it's
oh my
like
god.
fast paced and
Y
it's like it's almost it has the same feel as like Super Meat Boy or something like that.
Celeste.
Celeste, yes.
Hmm.
That was an exercise for your fingers. Um, but at the end, it's like, why are you doing this? Why is this bringing you meaning? Or why are you trying to escape the shadow, the past, right? And why are
Hmm.
you pushing through it to get to the summit? It's a
Yep.
beautiful message. Um, and in the middle, in between the message, is the the need to climb, literally climb
Hmm.
through these platforming levels.
Yeah, and that's a
Um,
beautiful way of putting it. Like make using the gameplay as like that's part of the story of itself, just climbing, like getting
yep,
over things and all that.
yep.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Karen might be similar, but I think it's more so like diving deeper into like that meditative, mindful, like Zen mode, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and then they're reflecting that way. I think it's trying to send a message that this can be achieved in day to day life
Mhm.
and have a lot of these reflections and see the praise and validation. But really curious that you picked that up. What made you want to start it?
It was getting great reviews when it came out, like, it was a super like, I had no idea about this before the reviews dropped for it, and then suddenly I just see, like, IGN and GameSpot giving this indie game that I never heard about 9s out of 10s or 10s out of 10s, and it's just giving, like, fantastic written reviews for it. I'm like, "I gotta try this out." And I
Yeah.
think it was like a $20 or $30 game or something like that, not crazy at all.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and there's something about climbing mountains this year and last year, like, that, like, really appealed to me, so, like, if we're playing Peak and all that,
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
this one seems a little more serious, obviously, but, I wanted to give it a try out, and yeah, it's been a joy so far, and I'm excited to, keep climbing the cliff face and figure out what's going on with Ava and, her who she is as a person and what she feels
Hmm.
about, her journey and all that, but, I'll report back.
I'm curious. I might want to give that a go myself. So.
I think you'd like it. I think you'd
Uh,
like the experience of it all, especially, like, just the arcadey gameplay of
mhm.
it mixed in with, like, this super maybe not super serious, but, like, this hidden narrative that will slowly reveal itself.
Right. Those are
Absolutely.
beautiful games, especially with the therapeutic sense too. So great
Mhm.
game to wind down with.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Dan, that's the end of my little tirade. How about we take one more break, come back with our quick hits, and then we'll call it
Let's
a
do
day?
it. Sounds good.
Let's do it. Dan, we are back at it. Welcome everybody to our little quick hit section. This is a section where we just, talk very quickly on things that we're watching, playing, smelling, eating, and maybe they'll develop into full things later down the line, or maybe they won't. Uh, Dan, I got two things for you right now.
Mm.
Shots and I recently completed our playthrough of Fly Night.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
we recorded 3 episodes in total. I think our second episode is going up later this week, middle of this week, and then the third one will be sometime after that. But it really didn't take us a long time at all. My playtime on Steam says about 6 hours. And if you are familiar with Fly Night at all, if you've watched an episode or seen it on Steam, it's just a low polygonal PS1 looking, like early PS1 looking style
Mm.
game where you play as this like fly and you're a knight and you're delving through this dungeon to defeat the evil Luna Moth Witch because she took away your clan's ability to fly. So you know, like nobody has their wings anymore, and you're playing it in first person. It's a kind of Souls-likey esque game because you have this like stamina bar, and every time you swing
Mhm.
your weapon, your stamina goes down. There's a bunch of different armor you can equip, different weapons you can equip. Um, and it was a lot of fun. It's a game that like I don't know if I would have ran through it solo, but because I was playing through it with a friend, it made it just a ton more fun. And yeah, it was just a quick little romp, 6 hour game. I really appreciated that about it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, ladies, gentlemen, days and dems, if you are scrolling through our YouTube, check out our flying in episodes. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
It's a
yeah,
good time watching you guys play together. Even when we're all playing together, listening to you and Shot's banter is always a good time. So to be able to do that again and again on YouTube on our videos, definitely check it out.
absolutely, absolutely. Go give it check out. And then for bonus level, Dan, we're talking about Fallout Season 2 next. So that's something I just finished watching. Mal and I just finished watching a couple days ago. So we'll be talking about that on bonus level soon. But I just wanted to bring it up in the quick hits because that show is really good. Like it is just
I watched that
really,
show
really
on
good
and
fun.
off. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm a big Fallout fan. I watched it on and off. Sometimes I'm following, sometimes I'm not. But it's the production level is pretty high, so
Oh, it's
I'm
so
glad that they're
good.
doing that. They are going to do Tomb Raider next, from what it
Hmm.
sounds like in terms of video game, like I guess translations into TV.
Yeah.
Sophie Turner is Lara Croft,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
and so kind of excited for that. I haven't really played a Tomb Raider game
Hmm.
ever. No, I take that back. Last night I just booted up Tomb Raider on for PlayStation 4.
Oh,
Um,
sick.
I might trek through that. You might hear me talk about it in later episodes. I really
Sick.
liked Uncharted, so I think it has the same feel to it.
Mhm.
Uh,
That's so funny. A couple days ago, I booted up, Shadow of the Tomb Raider or whatever the
Rise.
first of the new yeah, Rise. One of them.
Yeah,
I forget which one it
yeah.
is.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, good stuff.
Um,
Good.
let's see. For my quick hits, I got a few games that I wouldn't really ever pick up.
Mhm,
Um, the what do I have well, let's talk about the ones I would intentionally pick up, which is Deltarune, right? You've talked about Deltarune before. I'm just in the early stages of Deltarune. It is a game that gives me the same feeling as Undertale, and it's a good thing.
mhm,
Everything I've said about Undertale in a previous episode definitely applies to my current experience in Deltarune. I love the different kind of combat style in this RPG. The humor is still there, the artwork, the music, all of it. It's easy. I don't have to
mhm,
put a whole lot of brain power into it. Trying to do a pacifist run. At least that's what I've decided now.
mhm.
Um, and I am waiting for that fourth wall break.
Mhm.
It's coming. It did a little bit
Yeah,
in the
you'll get it.
beginning. Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, you make your own character, you name your own character, and then the game decides, no, that's not you. You're going to be this one instead. Every time there's no like title screen, there's no start screen really. It just
Mhm,
kind of like zaps you into where you left off,
mhm.
um, which I think is a part of a fourth wall break that's coming. And I think you said it comes at the end of chapter one, so may see that sooner than later.
Sure.
So that's Deltarune. Um, some of the free something funny happened. Team Rocket is silly.
Blasting off
Um,
again.
we I downloaded the PlayStation like monthly games this
Mhm.
past month or even before that, um, and they were Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, and
Yeah.
Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed.
Uh-huh.
Both games I would not have picked up otherwise, or even like
Mm-mm.
look at. Right? I think I picked up Epic Mickey because my 5-year-old was sitting next to
Mhm,
me, and like she likes Disney, she likes Mickey. Let's try it out. And it's really pretty. Like it's really
mhm,
cleaned up and it's super modern, very smooth. Um, it's very simple, right? You run around as Mickey Mouse trying to paint or remove paint to solve puzzles.
mhm.
Um, and then I'm sure there's like, the Disney fan service where you see these Disney references and characters. I don't know if it's something I'll continue with. I think from time to time, if families in the room, it's a nice intro to video games, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't have to worry about any like inappropriate things popping up on the screen
Mhm.
because she's
Absolutely.
5. Um, and then Ace Combat 7.
Yeah, let's
I
go with this.
I don't I do know, but I downloaded this game because I was thinking if I'm ever given an option in any game to fly,
Mhm.
I always do it. I
Okay,
love
yeah.
good flying mechanic. I think about Grand Theft Auto,
Oh, yeah.
and like anytime I got to fly plane, I did it. I made
Mhm.
sure the first vehicle I got wasn't a car, it was a plane, right?
Mhm.
Far Cry 5, all I wanted to do was fly a plane. So it's something I obviously enjoy. So I'm like,
Mhm.
maybe I'll like Ace Combat 7. I do like it.
Oh,
It's
nice.
cool. It's very arcadey. It likes to like trick you thinking there's like a deep story behind it. There isn't. You're just flying planes.
Okay,
Right?
cool,
You're
cool.
doing dogfights with either other planes, and from the trailer, it looks like aliens at one point.
Oh, sick.
In like in almost like a Need for Speed fashion with cars, where they reference like real world cars, their history, their make, and things like that. They do the same with these planes, and I think it's
Mhm.
so cool. Like when they were used and their weapon capacities and top speed, things like that. Um,
Hmm.
it's something I think I'll fool around with more, but I think it's for a game, not for a gamer, but I think it really appeals to a gamer who wants to go all in the setup.
Right.
Like, I'll again referencing Need for Speed or even Forza, you could buy the steering wheel, the gas pedal, all of that to play the game. I think
Mhm.
some people also do that for these flying games, these
Oh,
simulators,
absolutely.
right?
Mhm.
And I could see someone really like creating a cockpit for themselves to play this game and feel like they're actually in a war zone like that.
Mhm.
Obviously, you don't have to, right? Um, I just imagine like that's not really me. I'm just here like clicking some buttons.
Sure.
Um, but I can really appreciate it. I can see how fun it is. Um, and again, I might give it a little bit more. I find more appeal in the what is it? Microsoft like
Microsoft
airplane
Flight Simulator.
flight simulator. Yeah.
Mhm.
I find more appeal in that. I don't know why. I've never
I hear
played
you.
it, never tried
Mhm.
it. Um, but I don't know. It might have opened up a new subgenre for me.
It might have sparked something inside of you, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like vehicle simulators in general.
You're gonna end up, like, with the whole setup soon, like, you got the steering wheel on your
Yeah.
desk and,
Yeah.
like, the
Like
5
all of
monitors.
this is gonna be just like a flight simulator. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Well, yeah, welcome to your new life.
I guess so. It's definitely one of the more expensive ways to go. I've seen
Yes, oh
some
my
of
god.
those in like storefronts and stuff. I can't fathom doing that.
Mhm.
But to each their own.
To each their own.
And the last quick hit I have is not a game I played, a game that a franchise that I really respect and admire, Resident Evil, and they
Mhm.
recently released Requiem,
Oh, yeah.
and it I saw like a brief trailer and playthrough, and it looks like real life. It's
Oh, it
amazing.
looks gorgeous, dude, it looks
It's
so
like a
good.
movie, and the motion capture, the lighting, right? The
Mhm.
motion, the movement itself, all like top notch, super like top notch quality AAA
Mhm.
game. So much that it's scary just even
I
thinking
know,
about it.
yeah. Mal and I were
Um,
just before we got on this call, we were watching Markiplier play through it a little bit, and I said the same thing, I'm like, "Wow, this looks like real life." I'm just watching a movie at this point, like, this is so high
yeah,
budget right now.
I even think like the trailer had like the real actors
Wow.
um do a scene. I might be making that up. I remember looking at it, I'm like, that's just the actor. That's just the motion actor.
That's just that
Why are they
person
just
right
showing
there.
me them? Even if it was a
Mhm.
still or a portrait. Um, but there's not a whole lot of difference now that the game is out. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I want to play it. I like want to see what this game is about.
Mhm.
It's just I got too much fear. And until they release some mods to make it like
Sure.
more friendly, I don't know if I will. I'll watch it play through.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta get your trainer on that, your mod
Yeah.
trainer. Yeah.
I will say, if I do get this game before the trainer comes out,
Mhm.
if I choose not to implement those mods, even if it is out, it would be cool to have a let's play for that game, but
Yeah,
someone has to be
yeah.
there with me. Someone has to
Oh,
be on
sure,
the
yeah.
screen with me.
I'll hop on a
I'm
call
not
with you,
doing
I
this
promise.
myself. You say that and then you disconnect, man. I would lose it.
No, I think that'd be really cool. That'd make for such great content, especially
Yeah.
you, like you're Resident Evil sicko.
Yeah,
I'd love to
right?
like the first enemy is just like this giant spider
A giant spider that's like reaching into my desktop files that's telling
that
me to
has this
push
like
some button.
porcelain doll companion with him as
Yeah,
well. Yeah,
yeah,
just every
I don't
fear.
know. My pain could be someone else's pleasure.
Nah, it looks really good though. It looks really,
Yeah.
really good. Again, I will not play it, but I'll watch you play it, or I'll watch somebody play it at least. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that might be a thing.
absolutely.
But, that's all I got for quick hits. Just some silly games in the inventory,
Hmm.
some reactions, and trying to, you know, keep myself fresh with different subgenres and not restricting myself to just one.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
see what opens up.
Yeah, dude. I think you and I are, we're open to playing anything and everything. So I think that's what's cool about talking with you is like I get to learn about Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, and I get to hear about
Yeah,
Epic Mickey
right?
Rebrush. So, like you never know it's gonna hit the table here.
It's unbelievable. But
Absolutely.
that's the beauty of it all, right?
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Dan, thank you so much for joining me in this episode. I've had a lot of fun talking about games as always. To the listeners out there, you can find us at Double Kick Games on Instagram and all that. You can even go to our website, doublekickgames.com. Over to our YouTube, we post all of our episodes, video feeds up there as well. So if you want to see our beautiful faces as well as listen to our voice at the same time, you can find all those over there and whatnot. And yeah, Dan, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your Pokemon day.
Thank you. Yeah. Going through the rest of the Pokemon run and see you on the other side, I guess.
Absolutely. Have yourself a good day, my friend.
Thank you. You too.
Hey, bye.
Bye.